I'll give. The minister now.
Sir, thank you very much.
You'll be able to give. I'll give you time. I've told you that. He will reply also to you. He will reply to you also. Please sit down. Now the minister. Not right now. Not right now. You will get a reply also.
Sir, I wish to thank you, of course, to begin with, for giving this opportunity to respond to such a very enlightened debate going on for almost 11 hours, initiated by Mr. Mahendra Singh Mara and concluded by Honorable Leader of Opposition. I must thank each one of you, cutting across party lines, whether you are sitting on this side of the table or that side, for giving constructive suggestions, for offering ideas, supporting the budget generally, and also wishing that railways performance should improve. There have of course been a lot of criticism, and that criticism is understandable, because railways has to perform much better than what it is performing, and therefore there have been all kinds of suggestions and complaints. So begin with, people talked about overcrowding, delays as the train reaches its destination, running probably sometimes into hours, bad food, deteriorating service is not keeping up to the mark. People have expected more connectivity. People are expecting faster trains. Just now, Mr. Raju Shukla said that Shatabdi is running at the speed of passenger train, which is true. Not exactly passenger train, but the trains are not running at their optimum capacity. Corruption, which has also been highlighted by many. Lack of customer focus, cleanliness, the poor financial health, poor response to customer complaints, accidents, station development, the state of station today, so it should be developed better. Less wagons, Dinsha Sahab yesterday said about the Punjab suffering as a result of which, and many others. So if you look at it, what are these complaints suggest? Is this a problem or is it a symptom? Is it a cause or is it an effect? And if you really go into this, then in fact these are all the symptoms of a deep-rooted malady which has been going on for a long time, and therefore we really need to improve it. I am very happy that our Honorable Prime Minister had decided to make railway as his priority. He has always said that he has travelled by railway as a child. He continued to travel by railway as a social worker, travelled it as a political worker as well, and as a Prime Minister now he has got an opportunity to reform railways, and therefore this is the #1 priority of our Prime Minister, our topmost priority of the government. And therefore we will definitely try to improve on it. Sir, I want to just, and I will come to it a little later, but I want to just let my friends know that a lot of people have talked about China, how the Chinese railways have really been working so well. I think it's a very good idea to really compare ourselves with China. But if you want to compare the service of what China's railway is able to offer, we must also find out how the Chinese railway operates. If you want an outcome, that Chinese railways, the way they perform, we should perform, then we should also have the strategy that Chinese employed to make the Chinese railway better. I've been to China maybe 27, 28 times, though I'm not a communist. And I've been to China and I've been seeing and watching how the Chinese railway has been able to transform itself. So first time when I went, I had an overnight journey from Beijing to Shanghai. And recently when I went, maybe last year now as a minister I can't travel as much. And therefore when I went there I saw that now you can reach there in few hours. The distance of Delhi and Mumbai can be done in few hours. So this is a transformation, but to make that happen, I think we'll have to work on many issues, and I will come to it a little later, what should be the strategy. But the real cause, sir, the real cause is there are less investments in railways, which I think all of you will agree. We have not been able to put as much money into railways as we should have been. And all these symptoms that I told you are a result of less investment and many others, but less investment to begin with. And if you really look at it, some of them have talked about it, about the distorted ratio between rail traffic and road traffic. This has obviously happened because if you invest more into roads and less into railways, obviously the road will be the beneficiary. And therefore the roads are lost, rail has lost out to road because we have not made investment, but less investment has also created the type of problem that I talked about. Congestion on lines, same trains, so many trains, goods trains, Shatabdi train, Rajdhani train, passenger train running on the same track, two high density network from Delhi to Mumbai, Delhi to Kolkata, all completely clogged. Therefore the trains are getting delayed, and this is also a result of less investment. Of course, we need, the result is also because of management. We really need to bring in more management. We need the type of strategy that we need to put transparency and better financial management to improve the performance of railways over a period of time. And we must have customer focus. Safety should be one of the important actions. And if you want to do this, we have decided to work on it as our action plan to implement it. And I'm glad that somebody, my good friend Derek, said that Mamtaji, whom I respect as my own sister, and I worked with her, she was my colleague in the cabinet, she has been with me in the parliament. So if she has prepared something good, are we going to talk about it and fight about it just because we belong to different political parties? No, not at all. So I think her vision and our vision matches. Probably we can work together again. And therefore, I really want to say that we really want to, because that's what Derek was saying, your vision and her vision is the same. That's what So the point is, we decided therefore to find out how we should work on it. The first strategy therefore is to make investments. And therefore I came out with a number 8.5 lakh crores. Some of my friends obviously are a little bit awed by this, overawed by this. 8,50,000 crores. Where did I get this number? Where I got the number, I'll come to it just now. But if you look at the Planning Commission number, which the plan was prepared by a very distinguished economist, Dr. Monty Singh Ahluwalia, chaired by the then Prime Minister as the chairman of the Planning Commission, that plan talked about much higher figure. Then my Mamtaji, in that vision, she has even talked about higher number. So therefore, if you really talk about, if you realize that number is needed, investment is needed, and then we came out with a plan to make that investment, everybody is saying, why so much big number? So I think that number has come because I told you the problems. To address this problem, we need network decongestion, for which we have said 2 lakh crores, and we said. In this is all for 5 years. We need much more as we go along. That's what China did, and that's why China succeeded in transforming the railways. Network expansion, including electrification, another 2 lakh crores. I'm just rounding up the figure. National projects, Northeastern and Kashmir, the LOP just now talked about Kashmir, we need another 39,000 crores, but say 40,000 crores. Safety, there are the committees and committees, including Dr. Adil Kakodkar committee, Sam Pitroda committee. So we just took the number which is really bare necessary, 1,27,000 crores. Information technology, at least 5,000 crores to actually transform it. And rolling stock, which just now somebody mentioned that we don't have a problem with rolling stock, but this is a 1 lakh crores about. Passenger amenities, filter on 500 crores, and streets like this. In which 1 lakh crore is included for station redevelopment and logistic park, which will not come from our own investment. As my good friend, yesterday, he really made out some good points. Mr. Prabhu Patel said, airport is an example that you can develop this using land and air rights, and therefore we don't have to invest our own money, but it's a cost of project. That's why we got 8,56,000 crores. Obviously, the second question is, now, we should not be questioning whether we need this investment or not. Because as we know, if you want to solve the problem that we all talked about to begin with, about delays, about congestion, about safety and all others, we need investment. So now the need for investment is established. Then my job was to find money. If as a doctor I diagnose a problem and leave it at that as a document just for academic discussion, then I'm not a good doctor. My job, the professional etiquettes of a doctor demands that you diagnose the problem but also prescribe a medicine. And the medicine should be done if there is a serious emergency, then you must administer a dose immediately. Therefore, you should not wait for a longer period. And therefore, we decided to find the money. And therefore, many of them, Mr. Rangarajan, Mr. Singhdev, Srimati Gundu, Sudharani, Sri Sanjay Raut, Nazdeen Farooq, Hussain Dalwai, Viplav Thakur, all honorable members have said, where is the money? So I said, we'll find the money and I will tell you how we will get this money. First of all, I am very happy to say that a distinguished organization of India, Life Insurance Corporation, have decided to give us for 5 years 1,50,000 crores. This is to be repayable after 30 years, repayable after 30 years.
And you did the FDI. They were so good and you did the FDI also.
No, just, no, please listen. Okay. 1,50,000, I'll come to FDI a little later from your vision paper. If you want to, I'll listen, I'll read out from there. So, 1,50,000 crore, if you want, I'll read it. 1,50,000 crore is LIC, 30 years tenure. The coupon rate is just above the government security rate. As the rates are falling, and our finance minister is doing a great job bringing down the inflation under leadership of Prime Minister, so the rate will fall further. And with 5 years moratorium, we'll pay it after 5 years. So just see, this one, and why the insurance companies are the only companies like that who have the long-term maturity fund. The banking system doesn't have it, and railways need a long-term maturity fund. That's how we found it. Other one, we are already, at least, the finance minister will give us in the next 5 years, if at only 60,000 crores a year, that would mean at least 3 lakh crores of money that we get as gross budgetary support. So that makes it 4,50,000 crores. I already told you 1 lakh crore, which is coming completely out of the budget, out of our own resources, because this is the money that will come for station development. World Bank, IFC, Asian Development Bank, all of them will give us the money which will be necessary for financing. That again will be long-term, soft loan, and that would also help us. All the states in India, there are some states, I'll give you the statistics if you want, where somebody was having aversion to World Bank. But I'm very happy that Kerala, West Bengal, and all states including Bihar have always applied to World Bank, ADB, and taken loan from them. So if railways take it, it is a sell-off. If we take it, it's good for the citizen of your state. I think I will believe in your ideology, then we'll also take from them and we'll use it for the use of the railways. So World Bank and others, we are signing with a India Infrastructure Finance Limited, Government of India company. We are signing an MOU with them. We'll make a fund which will actually be able to finance the operations. Mr. Piyush Goyal, my good friend and colleague, he's my customer too, because we transport his coal. So is the case with oil and gas, so is the case with cement and steel. All the PSUs are sitting with a lot of cash. We are going to use that cash to put the lines for them, and we'll get a freight. They will get the evacuation facilities, so it's a win-win situation. In addition to this, the finance minister already announced in the budget that there are going to be tax-free bonds, and there is going to be an infra fund to be created by Ministry of Finance, at least over 2 lakh crores. So we will be able to draw from each of these a substantially amount of money. So we will have money more than what 8,50,000 crores is talking about. Now, the question then somebody would ask me, how are you going to manage it? How are you going to repay it? I will just tell you what we are planning to do. In fact, I was just telling you, Pitroda committee had talked about 10 lakh crores for this type of modernization, etc. The total fund, Rakesh Mohan committee even talked about higher amount in by 35,300 billion by 2032. So the amount of money that they all estimated is much, much higher. We have taken a very conservative number and we are trying to do that, including the fifth plan of the Finance Commission talked about 5,19,000 crores, at least for, from this budget source. This money, we are going to use it in a manner that this money will be put into such projects which will start giving us revenue immediately. That's why we talked about this budget, the strategy was doubling, tripling all the traffic facilities where the land acquisition is not required. There is no need to wait for execution of project because this can happen in the shortest possible time. If typically a new project costs 10 crores per kilometer, this will cost about 60%, maybe a 6 crore per kilometer. So that's why the money will be put. But in addition to this, we are already creating a finance cell in the ministry, which will be guided by the Arundhati Bhattacharya, chairperson of State Bank of India, K.V. Kamath of ICICI, and Raju Lal of IDFC. This entity has already entered into agreement with SBI Capital Market. We will work out a complete strategy about where to money to be deployed, how the cash flows will come, how the repayment will happen, and therefore most of the money will be used in a manner that will generate additional capacity for railways to earn more money, and automatically this will also result into more and more resources available. Here I must just tell you something. Sir, the problem of railway is that if you take the total cost, 25% goes into fuel, almost 50% goes into staff. And just imagine that if we work on this basis, we cannot reduce these expenses. We can reduce the fuel, which are reducing almost 3,000 to 4,000 crores this year. But staff costs, Mr. Raja wants more employees to be appointed, and many others just said that we should not just keep vacancies, but appoint lakhs and lakhs of more people, so the staff cost could go up. The only way I can optimize this cost is not by retrenching anybody. There is no plan to retrench any employee of railway. Whatever is the case, whatever is the situation, whatever is the policy, we will make sure that welfare of the staff is our utmost priority. But if you do that, to reduce the percentage of cost, not the employee cost itself, if I increase the volume of operation, the income goes up automatically as a percentage, the salary cost will come down, not because of anything else, but because of the percentage of volume going up. That's a strategy which will generate some surplus, and that surplus can be plowed back into the operation of railways. So, sir, this is the strategy that we are adopting as an action plan of the railways. And as I was saying, that there have been many states which have borrowed in the past. I don't want to go into that. Sir, the other thing is management. Because we cannot just, money is not enough, we need to change the management as well.
स्टाफ की कास्ट बता रहे थे, किसी भी रेलवे स्टेशन पे कुली नहीं रहेगा।
Sorry?
कुली नहीं रहेगा, और शायद कोई भी उतरे कुली नहीं मिलेगा कहीं। तो आप स्टाफ की कास्ट ना बढ़ाइए, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट पे कुली रख लीजिए, आपको और पैसा भी कुली दे देंगे, लेकिन कम से कम स्टेशन
अभी हम जरा आपको जरा बाद में बता दो, जरा थोड़ा कंप्लीट करना है। तो इन्वेस्टमेंट इज अ फर्स्ट पार्ट ऑफ एक्शन प्लान. The second plan, what I just said was, the management also has to change, because so many of the issues that we talked about earlier, which are symptoms, cannot be addressed unless the management itself changes. So, Madam, Sir, I had announced that we'll appoint a Kayakalp Council in my budget speech. I am happy to say that we'll appoint this Kayakalp Council in the next few days itself, which will have, the head will be announced soon, but we'll have both the federations, union, that we have the two federations, very strong federation, both the federation representatives will be the members of the Kayakalp Council, because they are the big stakeholders. The employees will work with us, and with the employees, we like to transform the railways. We are also giving training. We are trying to bring in efficiency improvement. We are also giving higher targets so that these railways can perform better. The fuel cost is going to be rationalized. Already we are bringing down the cost, hopefully in the next few months. I hope the diesel price don't go up, but electricity price by at least 3,500 crores in the next few years, that's the target. We are already working on expenditure control. Operations audit we like to do, and railway board, some of the members have talked about, and delegation, you also just now also mentioned that. Sir, we are working on the delegation in an effective way. I already delegated all my powers of tendering to the general managers when I became the minister. So minister does not deal with tenders anymore, but I want to delegate that power further from general managers to the DRM and some power to station master also, so that this will be the strategy that we'll use, so that station master also will be able to work on some of this. Now, third point, which is really very touching everybody, many people pointed it out, is the issue related to transparency. As I mentioned about tendering, we also did something interesting. We made appointments for chairman railway board, members railway board, general managers, and all appointments. Madam, for the first time probably, sir, for the first time probably, we had all the appointments made in the most transparent manner. There was nobody who could raise an issue, and this process that we followed was extremely open, and I'm sure we'll do that. We are working on tenure and transfer policy. We are working on e-tendering. More or less all the commercial transactions will go on e-tendering, and already IT, to integrate IT, which I mentioned earlier, we are trying to already appointed a committee. Recruitment has been a cause of lot of complaints. There has been a lot of corruption also. Just day before yesterday, somebody pointed out that some young children were hoodwinked by some touts and they lost the money. So recruitment will be on online. Catering also should be done with the e-tendering process. And Vinod Rai, our former Comptroller Auditor General, who pointed out so many infirmities in our system earlier, he is now the advisor to the railways, with advisor to us, advisor to me, and he is also helping us to work on that. We had also appointed, he talked about one Sridharan committee, but I had appointed Mr. Sridharan for a 15-day period to give a report about how delegation should take place. The other issue to address the symptom is a better financial management, to improve the operating ratio, to bring in new accounting. In fact, Derek made a very interesting point yesterday, and I welcome that suggestion. Sorry, I'm calling you Derek by the friend, by his honorable member Derek O'Brien. But he made a very good point about new accounting. Sir, I will tell you what is the philosophy for this. While we need a new accounting system wherein we can bring in a completely different approach towards accounting. Accounting is not just bookkeeping. Accounting is something more than that. It is not just management accounting. It is also should generate management information system. It should also help you to take decisions on a proper manner. So therefore, the decision that we have now, the system that we are trying to do, is not just hybrid system. It is not just double accounting system, whereby you will be in accrual as an accounting part. That's a very, very small and very incremental change. What I propose to do is to bring in an accounting system which will bring in a complete tracking of expenditure from budgeting, expenditure incurring, output to outcome, so that the entire chain of events can be captured in a way that every expenditure would be more productive. So we are trying to set the system in place. Might take some time, but already started working on it. We already said the EPC, which is another cause of corruption. If you have EPC contest given, and Mr. He will definitely agree, because he has been a very great management consultant, management expert, and also the accountability for implementation will go to the PSUs. So many people complain that we don't have a plan for customers, and I'm really surprised that somebody could say that. In fact, I don't want to take the precious time of the House because it's already included in the budget speech, but there have been unprecedented increase in the kind of services that we are going to give for customers. In fact, most of my budget speech, Ram Gopalji, you must have read it, is devoted only for customer service, because I know Socialist Party always has been asking for it. So we have done it, and I was surprised that you are not supporting it fully, because one of your colleagues was saying, ये गरीबों के लिए नहीं है, वो गरीबों के लिए कैसा नहीं मुझे नहीं पता चला, गरीब लोग सफर करते हैं उनके लिए ही है, तो शायद आपका और गरीबों का कहीं डिस्कनेक्ट तो नहीं हो गया, क्योंकि ये गरीबों के लिए इतना देने के बाद भी आपने कहा
गरीब लोग चलते हैं उनके लिए आपने इतनी कम जगह स्पेस छोड़ी है. 20% of the space is for 80% passengers and 80% space is for elite work.
मैं बोलता हूँ वो पुराना जो है अभी इसका
पुराना नहीं इसमें आप मैंने एक सेकंड आप जाइए 4:00 पे पूर्वा एक्सप्रेस छूटती है. एसी फर्स्ट से आगे 2 डिब्बे लगे हुए हैं जनरल बॉडी के. आरपीएफ को रोजाना डंडा चलाना पड़ता है, लोगों को मारना पड़ता है लाइन में लगाने के लिए, और भूसे की तरह भर जाते हैं. बच्चा रह जाता है तो माँ बैठ जाती है, कहीं बाप छूट जाता है, कहीं बेटा छूट जाता है. दिस इज द स्टेट ऑफ अफेयर्स. दैट्स व्हाई वी सेड इट. तो मैं आपके के लिए आपका बजट आपने जो दिया है, आपने नई चीजें नहीं की. आई एप्रिसिएट इट. आप पुराना करें पूरा, लेकिन डू इट.
थैंक यू. तो ये हमने बहुत बड़े पैमाने पे, सर, I don't want to take the time of your time, but there have been so many things, including, I just want to mention that water, people have been talking about water. What we have decided to do, why people are forced to buy a bottled water. Even 15 rupees is too much for the common people. So we have decided to put water filters, which will be RO technology, so probably we'll be able to use the water, so it will be available cheap. Again, you don't have to then discard the bottle in the tracks, which is causing another problem of pollution. So probably work on that. People raised issue about safety. Narendra Kumar Kashyap ji, Mr. T.K. Rangarajan ji, A.U. Singh ji, Singh Dev ji, Arvind Kumar Singh ji, Ashok Ganguly ji, Avinash Rai Khanna जी, उन्होंने भी इसके बारे में कहा और मैं कहने को मेरे को आनंद होता है कि ये टाइम बजट में we are trying to avoid 3,400 unmanned level crossing and also trying to construct highest ever 9,000 RUBs and ROBs, which is the highest ever in any time. But this will eliminate the possibility of accident because the largest number of deaths that take place in railways is because of the unmanned level crossing. We are also trying to use we are also trying to use technology like the geospatial technology to find out how a moving train can be properly tracked and signal can be given so that this will also not happen properly. Sir, we have also got certain more allocation for states. Sir, I would like to tell you that this is something is a part of a strategy for this. We have this time given a very large amount to the states. W will come late, so I will have to wait for a minute. Andhra Pradesh, as compared to 2013-14, which was 1,000 crore, has become 2,554 crores. Assam and Northeast, from 2,330 crores in 2013-14, I am just comparing the last year of UPA, that's why I am not taking 14-15, because somebody will say we are not comparing rightly, because we are talking about discrimination. 2,330 crores has become 5,339 crores. Bihar, 1,244 crores has become 2,393 crores. Chhattisgarh, 379 crores has become 1,274 crores. Delhi, 124 crores to 184 crores, because Delhi is small. Gujarat, 721 crores to 3,000 crores. Haryana, 282 crores to 729 crores. Himachal Pradesh, 56 crores to 305 crores, 5 times increase almost. Jammu and Kashmir, 1,044 crores, LOP is not here, to 1,636 crores. Jharkhand, a tribal state, 654 crores to 1,770 crores. Karnataka, 909 crores to 2,836 crores. Kerala, 265 crores, which was there, to 1,050 crores. Madhya Pradesh, 748 crores to 3,000 crores. Maharashtra, 1,488 crores to 5,400 crores. Ramdas Athavale should be happy. Odisha. And this is something I was surprised that my friend from Odisha was saying. It was 812 crores to 3,628 crores. I am told, I am told that a Chief Minister of Odisha publicly welcomed the budget, saying that this is the first time we have got so much of money from the railways, and I don't have an opportunity to criticize it, but probably he must have left some part of that to you to say, but he did not say that in his budget speech. Punjab, 236 crores to 1,000 crores. Rajasthan, 585 crores to 2,449 crores. Tamil Nadu, 922 to 1,452 crores. Telangana, of course, it was not there in 2013-14 because the new state created, 686 crores. Uttarakhand, 374 crores. Uttar Pradesh, 4,185 crores from 1,034 crores. 1,034 crores to 4,185 crores. West Bengal, 1,604 crores to 3,615 crores. Now, I understand, I fully understand that though some of my friends have said that state is discriminated against, I would like to tell you really there is no discrimination. We are trying to do as much as possible. I would like to do more, but the resources are limited. But as we go along, as we implement the 5-year plan, we'll have more resources available. We'll be able to implement more. We'll be able to give more money to all the states that are necessary. We have already talked about the Northeast and J&K already mentioned. Mr. Jairam Ramesh, my good friend, talked about bio-toilets. Our Prime Minister has already said that the October 2, 2019, Mahatma Gandhi Jayanti, we must eliminate all this manual scavenging and others. We will try to hit that deadline. This budget also has provided for a substantially higher amount. All new trains are fitted with bio-toilets. As the train comes for repairs, for maintenance, we are trying to replace them. So we like to increase the amount of priority rates to this. The budget strategy, as I said, is basically quick returns. I am told that, but I'll just read very quickly. The plowback money so that we can get more. Incomplete projects should be given priority. Global benchmarking. That's what many of them said yesterday. That global benchmarking. I would like to, very happy to say that first time what we did was we called the World Bank and decided a world benchmarking for the type of services we offer. I know we are not going to reach there next year. We may not be even try to reach there by 5 years, but even might take longer. But if you don't know what is the benchmark, what is the point of doing it, what the China did, we should try to do that. And I would request you, though there is time is limited, any of your members are interested, I will bring that team to make a presentation to the members of parliament to let them know how the railway has been revitalized in China and other places. We can use the same model and try to do that in India. So we are using technology and also using the PPP, which many of Mr. Tyagiji was not happy. But in fact, it is a vision 2020, Mr. Derek O'Brien, the vision 2020, which is really and correctly talks about what we should be doing. It has been tentatively assessed that 64% of the investment, roughly 14 lakh crores, needed for augmentation of capacity, upgradation, etc., in the next years could be mobilized by railways through, supported by PPP as well. So therefore, we are also doing like that. So therefore, I understand. So I am not saying you opposed it. I am just trying to tell some of my other friends who are trying to work on it. My friend from Kerala, he had asked me, how do you make the budget, where I did not read the statement related to income and expenditure. In fact, this is the statement, again I do not want to take time, the budget manual prepared in September 2010 by the Ministry of Finance. So I am exactly going by this. I really followed all the practices that are mentioned here,
taken by the
and
former
therefore
minister.
I think we should try to do it. Already the implementation, we already started working on implementation. In the last 15 days, we have started working on many of these issues in a proper manner, and I am sure in the next few years, we'll definitely be able to implement most of this.
Okay.
My direct mention answer was the parcel.
Okay.
And parcel is one of the thrust area. In fact, we are not having enough share in parcel, so we did that. Mr. Prabhu Patel offered a very good suggestion for logistic park and integrated transport solution. We are already working on it. Ticketless travel, which makes us lose a lot of money. We have to work on it. Monetizing of all assets should be also one of the areas that we should work. Sir, we have decided to appoint a regulator which will look at all these issues in a proper manner, including costing. So we'll be able to then decide the services that we offer and how we should be able to recover the cost.
How many more minutes you want?
Just 10 minutes.
So as much you allow.
Okay.
Sir,
We are already
railway land.
Parliament committees. We are already decided, sir, this is a very important issue. And all my members, because this is a house of the states. So you must really understand, sir, the first time we have decided that all the major states of India, barring the Northeast, barring the Himachal, barring the Uttarakhand, barring Delhi, because they are the states, we have the money. We have decided to make a special company joint venture with each of them. The projects can be implemented through a company throughout the state. So this is going to be a very remarkable and a landmark change that has happened. So I am sure this will bring in a complete localization of issues into the desks of all states who have been complaining, can work with railways, will take some equity, they can take equity, and since it is a company, we can also leverage the balance sheet of that company and actually implement the projects more. So Kerala or any other state will like to implement this project in a much faster manner. We are also discussing some of these. Sir, scheduled caste and scheduled tribe was one of the issues that was raised by some of the members to find out how we are going to work on that.
Much below the national average.
Sir, I will like to tell you a few things. So this is about the freight. So some member talked about freight and they said that we have increased the freight. So first of all, we are not increased the freight. In many cases, we are decreased. In some cases, we are increased. It's a rationalization. But there is a CRISIL report which says, it's an independent report, CRISIL report, which said that this will not result into any inflation. No common man will be affected. and this is going to benefit the railways, but it's not going to affect any of the common man in a big way. Mr. Rangarajan had made suggestion that we should publish our inquiry report, which we'll do surely. Coach factories has been a bone of contention for many others. I will like to one day try to tell you, because there are so many coach practices promised. I wish they had come to, I know, but these are promises have been made a great deal. But women safety is one of the issues that you also mentioned, Mr. Rangarajan. We are working on that. Many suggestions have come from MPs, including Mr. Avinash Rai Khanna. He had talked about putting India's flag on the railway. It's a very good suggestion. We'll definitely like to implement it. Private sector, tourist train, Mr. Prabhu Patel suggested, also a good idea. Large PPP project, Mr. Ashok Ganguly, you mentioned about it. So absolutely correct, which will kickstart the economy, which will help in many other areas to come in, and also getting railway board should be revamped to the suggestion you have made. Platform entry restriction should be done. Quarterly report should be made about the performance. I think there are many, many good ideas. But Speaker, as you are, sir, Chairman, Deputy Chairman, sir, as you want me to conclude, I will not try to take more of your time. I would like to just tell you that this railway budget, we have made a beginning. This is a beginning of a journey. This is not reaching the destination. As it happens, this is a long journey. So that long journey will be possible and comfortable only when all of you join. The scheduled caste and scheduled tribe also, one of the issues that was raised. I think I have the information related to that.
Mr. Minister, please. Mr. Minister, see, your former railway minister had a meeting in my chamber along with Kerala MPs, and some report was made. I think that is available to you. Former minister has given some assurance to Kerala MPs in my chamber, and I think that is with you. Look into it, that's all. Yeah. Okay, you finished? You finished?
I will look at it. Sir, yeah. Last point which I must tell, because Mr. Kashyap as well as Mr. Muhammad Ali Khan had talked about reservation of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. I would like to tell you that the overall position of representation of SC and ST in Indian Railways for the year ending 31st/3/2014 is 70.06% and 7.81% respectively, as against the constitutional provision of 15% and 7.5%. So this is already there. But if you are definitely following that, there is no discrimination. There is only, if there is a policy, this is only to help scheduled caste and scheduled tribe to come up. This continue with our policy for the next year.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Yes, yes. What do you want?
Sir.
Are you ask? What do you want? Why are you talking?
I want the attention of the minister. Suresh Prabhu, just one.
After passing.
Sir,
I
want the attention of railway minister that while bifurcating Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, it was a promise to have the railway zone for Andhra Pradesh, special zone. And in Visakhapatnam, we expected.
Okay.
So I demand the railway minister to clarify when they are going to have the special zone for Visakhapatnam.
Yeah, you put it. अरे पूछो जल्दी पूछो 1 मिनट से
सर एक मिनट माननीय मंत्री जी जो एक्स एमपी हैं उनके आरक्षण की बात उठी थी यहाँ का सब जितने भी एमपी बैठे हैं इनका भविष्य एक्स होना है उनके आरक्षण के बारे में कुछ घोषणा कर दे कि उनका आरक्षण उनकी जो परेशानी होती है उसके बारे में
सर only one question I have suggested sugar free coffee and tea to diabetic patients
that's
without any
Kashyap, yes. Okay. शुगर फ्री दे दो।
मेरा पहला सवाल मैंने रिक्वेस्ट किया था मंत्री जी से कि घटते हुए कच्चे दामों तेल के दाम के अनुपात में किराए में कटौती करने का मैंने अनुरोध किया था, नंबर 1। नंबर 2 मेरा सवाल था कि SC, ST, OBC को टोटल जो आपके पास मेन पावर है उसमें रिजर्वेशन कंप्लीट नहीं है, उसके बारे में हमने उत्तर चाहा था।
चिट्ठी
उसमें 2 पे मुझे उत्तर
You can write to him if you don't have the details.
I will write to him. Yeah. And as far as sir ex-MPs are concerned, we'll definitely look into it.
Yeah.
As far as sugar-free tea is concerned, we'll definitely provide it.
You give it. Very good. So, sugar free and cash free also? Only sugar free? Okay, I shall now put the resolution moved by minister to vote. The question is put the...
ये लैंड के बारे में मैंने पूछा था कि लैंड बहुत सारी रेलवे की लैंड बिल्डर को दी जा रही है या रेलवे के अधिकारी उसके ऊपर ध्यान नहीं दे रहे, उसके बारे में क्या?
Okay. Sir, reply लिखो.
Sir, but I'll just tell you.
Yeah, बोलो.
We had already announced that now we are not selling any land. After I become minister, I have not leased out any land. What has happened in the past, we are trying to find out if there is any encroachment. It is taking place. I announced yesterday in Lok Sabha. We are trying to take action against the budget.
Tarun Vijay, you can ask.
मैं आपको बधाई देता हूँ, आपने बहुत अच्छा बजट दिया है, सारे हिंदुस्तान की दुआएं आपको मिल रही हैं। उत्तराखंड के फौजियों के लिए आपने कुछ नहीं किया, न बंबई से कनेक्शन दिया, न हल्द्वानी से कनेक्शन दिया, और देहरादून में जितनी भी रेल लाइनें बनी है सर, ये लाल बत्ती नहीं जल रही है। देहरादून में जितनी भी रेल लाइनें हैं वो अंग्रेजों की दी हुई है। आपको विनती है, हमारे बाहर वालों को आप इतना उपेक्षित मत कीजिए। सर बॉम्बे हल्द्वानी कुछ नहीं है।
ओके, बस
प्रभु जी एक महत्व का सवाल है, एक महत्व का सवाल है। जब हम एमपी लोग यहाँ से दिल्ली से अहमदाबाद जाते हैं या अहमदाबाद से दिल्ली आते हैं, एमपीओ जब बढ़ जाते हैं तो फर्स्ट एसी का डिब्बा रेलवे की तरफ से बढ़ाया जाता है, क्योंकि जो एमपी लोग ज्यादा बढ़ जाते हैं इसलिए बढ़ा दिया जाता है। लेकिन जो आम लोग बेचारे लाइन में खड़े रहते हैं, और लाइन में खड़े रहते हैं तो उनके लिए कोई डिब्बा बढ़ाया नहीं जाता है। तो मेरी रिक्वेस्ट आपको है कि ऐसी जगहों पे डिब्बा बढ़ाया जाए।
मंत्री जी ने बहुत अच्छा बजट दिया है रेलवे का, किंतु मैंने अनुरोध किया था कि जितने भी बड़े टूरिस्ट सेंटर्स हैं और जितने भी बड़े धार्मिक स्थान हैं उनके ऊपर ट्रेन जरूर रुकनी चाहिए, क्योंकि लाखों श्रद्धालु और लाखों टूरिस्ट वहां जाते हैं।
प्लीज कंसिडर नाउ। यस